Good morning. It is good to see you. I'm so glad to be with you on this beautiful Sunday morning. My name is Richard Mirage, and I am the lead minister here at Unity of Phoenix, and I just want to welcome you here this morning. Welcome.
And my name is Jimmy Scott, and I'm pastoral care minister here at Unity of Phoenix, and welcome, welcome, welcome.
All right, so we have two intentions for our service, and the first one is it is our intention that this service helps you go a little deeper and have a profound experience of God. That whatever you're going through right now, whatever challenges, we hope that you can just let them go and open your heart and allow Spirit to heal you, uplift you, and inspire you in exactly the way that you need it for your life. And the second thing is, it is our intention that you feel a great sense of connection and community. There's something amazing about joining together and being a part of a worship service, being a part of a community, having that sense of belonging. And I just want you to know, whether you're here for the first time or you've been here for years, your presence absolutely makes a difference in this worship experience. So just take a deep breath and just open your heart to an experience of God and a deeper connection to this community.
And let's get our service started off with affirming our mission statement together.
Unity of Phoenix is a loving spiritual community that welcomes all people and honors all paths to God.
We are dedicated to transforming lives by inspiring and awakening individuals to discover God's Spirit within them. So it's that time in our service for a time of prayer and meditation, and Kirsten will lead us in our meditational song. So as we come together this morning for a time of quietness and a time of reflection and a time of prayer and a time of meditation, I want to encourage you to join me as we begin this process together by just getting relaxed and comfortable, and by taking a deep, refreshing breath, mentally and emotionally just releasing and letting go of all the busyness of your life and of your week, both the week that is past and the week that is to come. And just allow yourself to be fully present to this current moment. One of the profoundest statements by the prophet Khalil Gibran for me is the one where he said, the present moment is the only moment that is guaranteed to us. And for me, that speaks to the preciousness of life and how important it is to live it to its fullest, no matter what challenges or difficulties we are dealing with in our life. So again, I invite you to take a deep, relaxing breath. Begin to prepare yourself to be quiet. To shut out all of those raging thoughts that are constantly racing through our minds. And to be still And in that stillness, be open and receptive to the divine presence that is not only within you, but is all around you, in each and every person in this room, in all people everywhere. And as you become aware of that presence and that stillness, become aware also of our connectedness on this little planet that we call Earth. And how we are all joined together no matter what our philosophical or religious or spiritual or non-religious belief is. Irregardless, we are linked spirit to spirit in this journey we call life. So for the next few moments, just breathe, relax, and be still. Today we give thanks for the awareness of the indwelling presence. We give thanks for the healing and the transformation that takes place when we open ourselves up to a power that is greater than the individual self. We give thanks for all the relationships that help us deepen and broaden our lives. For all of those persons who have called or written into this ministry in search of comfort and healing for themselves, we see them being transformed by the Holy Spirit. And for these blessings, we give thanks in the name and through the nature of the living Christ, believing that it is done. And so it is. Amen.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen.
Okay, so here's my deal with my tie. For many years, I kept thinking I was too much. I had to tone down. So you know what I got sick and tired of being sick and tired of? Doing that. So I made a new affirmation. I'm going to let my big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light shine. Will you join me on that? Yeah? So if this is your issue, I want you to be my druckettes, my backup singers on this song, okay? Here we go. I'm gonna be the first on the dance floor, the first to raise my hand, the first to state my opinion, the first to take a stand. I won't play it safe and wait for a sign. I'm gonna just throw myself out there. I'm gonna let my light shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Here's your part. I let my big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light shine. Did you get that? Because we're going to do it over and over till about 4 or 5 o'clock. And I'll be on Oprah and Conan, 60 Minutes, and The View. They'll all be talking about me and all the things I do. And I'll be the one who sets the bar, the one who's in the know. Vogue will come to me to see where fashion trends will go. Cause I shine. Did you notice the purple hush puppies? Yes, I shine. I let my big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light shine. For too many years, I hid my light, fearing I was too much and who I was just wasn't all right. Then I heard this voice from within and up above saying, you're here to be a shining light. Give and receive love. So now I'm going for my dreams. Nothing's in my way. Carpe diem is my mantra. I practice kindness every day. I take time to connect. I take time to have fun. And I want to know I've used up every drop before my life is done. So I shine. Yes, I shine. I let my big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light shine. I'm gonna blow. Do you notice how it matches the outfit and the entire room? All right, Mr. Guitar Player, you just try and beat that. Come on now, play your guitar. Hee-haw! Band is too good. For too many years, I hid my light, fearing I was too much and who I was just wasn't all right. Then I heard this voice from within and up above saying, you're here to be a shining light. Give and receive love. All right, this is my favorite line. Here we go. I am a woman of power, a woman of grace. The life that I've lived is in every wrinkle on my face. And I love myself so I can love you too. And I know when we're connected, there ain't nothing we can't do. Come on, let's shine. Let's all shine. Here we go. Let's let our big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light shine. I see you shine. Oh, you shine. Now turn to someone and say, I see your big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light shine. I see you shine. Oh, you shine. Turn to someone on the other side and say, big, bright, brilliant beam of ray. I see that light. I see you shine. Oh, to say to yourself, here we go. I see my big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light shine. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna shine now, yeah.
Morning again, everyone. And we welcome everybody who watches us online. Thanks for tuning in. So how many people here have ever been half-hearted about something? Anybody ever been half-hearted about a decision or going somewhere? Like, so how many people have something in your life that's really important to you, like your relationship, your health, something you really, really care about, and even with that thing that you care about, you know that you are not trying as hard or putting as much effort into it as you could. Anybody? Okay, how many people know you have got a lot more in you than you have ever allowed to come forth? How many? So I was reading an article this week, and it was saying that one of the biggest problems we have in our culture today is that too many of us are living half-heartedly. Too many of us are not putting ourselves fully in to all of the things we are doing or being, there for all the people that we are engaging with. This article kind of really supported George Carlin's quote, who said, most people work just hard enough not to get fired and get paid just enough not to quit. And so while I think, that has some humor, I think there's some truth there. I think in some areas we are living half-heartedly. That, we aren't giving ourselves fully to our health, to our spiritual practice, to our relationships, even to life. And the problem about living half-heartedly, it means that we aren't fully engaged, that we aren't fully present, that we're not being as productive, as creative, as successful, as joyful, and as fulfilled as we can be. Here's what Thomas Edison said. If we did the things we're capable of, we would literally astound ourselves. If we did the things we're capable of, we would literally astound ourselves. Ephesians says this, we are God's handiwork. We are here to bring good and beautiful things into the world. And Jesus, my favorite one, he who believes in me shall do the works that I do, and even greater things than these. And my question is, if this is true, that we are capable of such amazing things, that we are capable of doing such great things, why aren't we doing it? Why are we living half-heartedly instead of fully giving and investing ourselves in all of life, in our relationships, in our health, in our well-being, in the work that we are here to do? Why? Is it because we're lazy? Is it because we're procrastinators? Is it because we aren't quite clear what it is we really want? What is the reason that we are living so half-heartedly and not giving our all into life? And I would say at the very, very core of it, the reason that we hold back, the reason we don't invest ourselves fully and give our best effort is because at the core of it, we don't believe that we're good enough. That we hold back with a little voice saying, if I gave it my best, suppose I fail. If I shared my heart with her, what if she rejects me? If I work and put everything I have into my music, suppose they don't buy my songs. If I go after that promotion, what if the job of the boss doesn't pick me for it? The reason that we are half-hearted and don't fully invest ourselves is not because we don't know what we want or we're lazy or we procrastinate. No, there's going to be some of it, but the bigger reason is that we hold back to protect ourselves. We think if I don't give everything, then I won't lose everything. That if I hold back, if I don't take risks, I can protect myself and be safe. If I withhold love and not give all of my heart, if I don't go after my dreams fully, because I can always say, well, I didn't really try hard, or I wasn't really that into it. We have our built-in excuse all there to protect ourselves from the fear that we're not good enough, that we're not worthy enough. We are in the second week of our 5-week series on Brene Brown's book, The Gifts of Imperfection. And what I love about that book is that the whole premise is that the reason we aren't living as wholehearted a life, the reason we aren't living as fully, because at some level we don't think we're worthy. And her whole book is about how do we live a wholehearted life instead of half-hearted. And the key is about connecting with our worthiness. because our worthiness connects us with our wholeness. And when we're in our wholeness, we live fully, we love fully, we're willing to take chances, we're willing to be vulnerable, we're willing to live authentically, we're willing to sing our song. We are willing to embrace imperfection. Wholeheartedness is about saying, you know what, if things go well or they don't go well, I'm still enough. That I might make mistakes, I might be vulnerable, things may not go that well, I might not have talents in all areas, but I'm still worthy of love. I'm still worthy of an amazing life. And what I like about this book is she begins and starts by saying, what are the things that stop us from living wholeheartedly? And last week we looked at perfectionism and letting what other people think guide us. And the way to overcome those is with authenticity and having more self-acceptance and self-compassion. This morning, I want to look at how adversity stops us from living wholeheartedly and how scarcity, our belief in scarcity, stops us from living wholeheartedly, and what we can do to cultivate things to open our hearts to live more fully, more freely, and more authentically. The fact is, life is great, but life is not easy. Everyone has certain challenges and obstacles, certain adversities. We have, problems and conflicts and traumas, and difficulties. And they come in different forms of bankruptcy, of divorce, of losing our job, illnesses. Sometimes we get cheated or feel betrayed or disappointed or make mistakes. We feel like life keeps knocking us down. It can really be hard at times. And the most difficult thing about dealing with adversity is how painful it feels. Because sometimes it hurts. Sometimes feeling frustration or feeling down, feeling defeated is so difficult that many of us, sometimes we just want to avoid the painful feeling. We want to hide, bury our heads in the sand. We want to avoid pain. Some people say fear means false evidence appearing real. I think it means forget everything and run, because we don't want to feel the pain, man. We want to avoid it. We're like Woody Allen, who once said, "I'm not afraid of dying. It's just I don't want to be there when it happens." And so it's like I'm not afraid of failure. I just don't want to be there when it happens. I'm not afraid of heartache. I just don't want to be there when it happens. And we spend a lot of our lives trying to avoid pain, avoiding the hard stuff. We don't want to deal with it. How many people in here would admit that there's something in your life that you're probably avoiding because it's a little painful or difficult? Anybody? And so what we do is we start to stay busy. We get busy. I got to do the laundry. I got to clean out a closet. We'll do things we even don't like to do because we want to avoid it. Sometimes we numb ourselves and check out by watching a lot of TV, spending too much time on the internet or Facebook. Sometimes with food, we can use that to numb the pain, or alcohol or drugs or gambling or shopping. And there's nothing wrong with any of these in and of themselves. Is that there's a line we cross when we know we're using it to just numb out and check out and avoid pain, avoid the hurt. But unfortunately, the fact is, while we want to skip the hard stuff, if we skip the hard stuff, we stay stuck right where we are. Life does not get better. Life does not improve. Things stay the same or get worse. And it depends on how do you handle the adversity in your life. The how depends on the outcome. Let me give an example. These two sons had a father who was a career criminal who was in and out of prison and was there sometimes, not sometimes, as they were growing up. When they grew up, one became a successful businessman, married with kids, great father, great involved in the community. The other one was also a career criminal. A psychologist found a study and a report on these guys and decided to go interview the two sons. And so came up with a whole bunch of questions. What was it like growing up? What were your relationship with your parents? School? What are your interests? What were your influences? And went to the son in jail, asked him all the questions, got his answers. Last question he asked him was, so why has your life turned out this way? And without hesitation, he looked at the psychologist and said, with a father like mine, how else could it turn out? Goes to the second son, the successful business guy, asked him the same battery of questions. Comes to the last question, he said, so why has your life turned out this way? And his answer was, with a father like mine, how else could my life turn out? And it's interesting, two individuals, same situation, same family, two very different results. How we handle adversity, has a huge influence on the outcome. Why is it that some people can overcome and move their lives forward and become better, and why do some get stuck? Why are some able to handle adversity, stay conscious, and use it to build themselves up and become stronger, and some, have it destroy and damage their lives or affect their level of happiness. So Brene Brown, interviewed these thousands of people, and one of the things they said with regard to adversity that everybody who was living a wholehearted life said was the key was resilience. Resilience. While we all go through problems, every one of us, and have adversity, not everyone cultivates resilience. Interesting thing about what everybody said about resilience. You know what they said the source of resilience was? Well, let me tell you. It is spirit. God. Divine intelligence, the creative source. It actually didn't matter what they called it. Whether they were worshiping by walking in nature in Sedona or going to Mass every day, it's anyone that reported that they had a connection to spirit, that they had a connection and a feeling of oneness with a higher power, that somehow they were able to be more resilient and move through and beyond and even rise above the adversities in their lives. 2 Timothy says this, God has not given you a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power, love, and discipline. And so sometimes we think, too many problems, too many stuff. Guess what? That when you are connected to spirit and are aware that God has not given you a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power, love, and self-discipline, it begins to change your perspective and relationship with adversity. God has not given me a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power, love, and discipline. God has not given me a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power, love, and discipline. Let's say that together. God has not given me a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power, love, and discipline. Just take a deep breath into that. That when we are anchored spiritually, when we are centered in God, in the source, here are the things that help us become more resilient. Spirit helps us have hope. Hope is a deep belief that no matter what's going on in your life, that something greater is possible beyond what you're currently experiencing right now. That there is a belief that whatever is going on, there's something greater. Whatever is going on, that something better is possible. Interestingly, she said that we can learn hope. We can learn to hope by looking at a problem and just saying, this will get better. This can get better. That something greater is possible. This can get better. This will get better. Something greater is possible. Just looking and thinking of whatever. Think of a situation in your life. And just think to yourself, this can get better. This will get better. Something greater is possible. Let's say that together. This can get better. This will get better. Something greater is possible. Just take a deep breath. So spirit helps resilience with hope. Second thing is it helps us have a greater awareness and perspective of life. For some reason, and I think many of us have the idea that life is always supposed to go my way. I have no idea where I came up with this strange theory. And I get disappointed, and we tend as human beings to get disappointed when things don't go our way. When everything doesn't go perfectly and smoothly, we think something's wrong. And there isn't. When Jesus said in this life there will be trials and tribulations, it was a clear message and awareness that a part of the human experience is that there will be some challenges. Things won't always work. So having a connection to spirit is not just gives us hope, but gives us a bit of a balanced perspective in realizing this is a part of the deal we all signed up for. The challenges are a part of life. And so what happens is, instead of dealing with the adversity and then having to deal with my own, this shouldn't be, this is not right, when we let that go and realize it's a part of life, then we can just deal straight up with what's actually going on. Does that make sense, everyone? Letting go of that, when you're connected to spirit, you realize and accept that this is a part of life. And just that change in outlook changes, the impact of the adversity and the experiences of our lives that don't always go our way. Reminds me of a story of this king in Africa that had a very close friend who was his manservant, and the friend, he had his habit that used to irritate the king all the time, that no matter what happened, the friend would say, this is good. So if it wasn't good, he'd say, this is good. If it was good, he'd say, this is good. He used to drive the king crazy. So they're going hunting, and the way they do it, the friend, the servant, would, load up the king's gun and rifle, and, when they came out pronto and prey, he'd hand it to the king, and the king shoot, and they'd walk and load up the gun, and he'd shoot. And the friend did a little something that, I don't know, we made some kind of mistake, and the king shot, and it shot his thumb off. And then the first thing out of the friend, as his usual behavior, is, "This is good." Well, the friend said, "No, the king said, "No, it's not good," and he threw his friend in jail. He was so mad. This is not good. So a year later, the king found a way to shoot better and do it by himself. So he's out there shooting, and he went near this village where there were cannibals. He knew he wasn't supposed to go there, so he gets caught by these cannibals. And they're tying him up, and they're about to just light the fire to, cook him. And then they notice his thumb is missing. And they had a thing, you don't eat someone that's missing parts. That's not appropriate. They're kind cannibals. They only eat whole people, and so they let the guy go. They let the king go. So he's walking back to his kingdom, and he thinks, "Oh, losing my thumb was good." So he goes to the jail, and he sees his friends. I'm so sorry. You were right that it was good that I lost my thumb. It ended up being good, and it saved my life. And he said, "I feel so bad. I threw you in jail for so long. That was such a bad thing to do with a friend." And the friend said, "No, that was good." And the king gets a little irritated. "How could that be good?" And he said, "Well, if you didn't throw me in jail when you got caught by the cannibals, I would have been with you." All right. Hope and a more balanced perspective about problems. But let's go a little deeper with that. Is that when you're connected to Spirit, not only do you have hope and see that problems are part of life, you go even deeper and realize that there is a purpose to the adversities and the difficulties and challenges that we are facing in our lives. Let me give you the best example. When a caterpillar wants to transform into a butterfly or transforms into a butterfly, it must dissolve and die to its old self, let go completely, and then it gets reformed. And in the cocoon, the caterpillar needs to bust out of the cocoon. You can't do it for it; that'll kill it. It has to go through the struggle of fighting to break through the cocoon, because the struggle pushes blood to its wings that ultimately gives it the strength to be able to fly. That whatever you are facing and avoiding in your life right now is there to give you strength to help you fly. It is there to bring out more talent than you even realize that you've got in you. It's there to prepare you for greater blessings. It is there to make your life better, to improve you. Somebody once said, until you face it with grace, it'll always be in your face. That, what you resist persists. You can't run, you run, but you can't hide. You will keep, you keep running from it, it'll find you. But here's the interesting thing. What we think we're doing in avoiding the difficulty that we're facing, we think we're avoiding pain. You know what we're really avoiding? We're avoiding the blessing. By not facing what is in front of you that you're resisting, you are actually avoiding and denying yourself the good that is to come from that situation. The strength and the blessing and the greatness. Does that make sense, everyone? We think we're avoiding pain. No, we're avoiding our blessings. We are avoiding our blessings when we run from the difficulties of our lives. We need everybody think of that situation that you're trying to avoiding, and just think to yourself, this will make me stronger. This will make me better. This is a blessing. Remember when with Joseph, he said, God means this for good. So whatever you're going through, please know, God means it for good. This will make you stronger. This will make you better. This will be a blessing. That's an important thing. God means this for good. Together, God means this for good. This will make me stronger. Together, this will make me stronger. This will make me better. This will make me better. This will bless me. This will bless me. God means this for good. Together, God means this for good. So Spirit, anchoring in Spirit, not only gives us hope, gives us an outlook perspective, gives us aware of the purpose, but it also makes us aware that we've got resources. Listen to what Sir Thomas Browne said in 1642. 1642, he said this: I am the happiest man alive. I have that in me that can convert poverty into riches, adversity into prosperity. And I am more invulnerable than Achilles. Fortune hath not just one place to hit me. And I love what he says. I have that in me that can convert poverty into riches, adversity into prosperity. Do you know you have within you the power to turn whatever adversity is going on in your life into prosperity? You have the power in you to turn poverty into riches. That whatever is going on in your life, that mechanism, those resources exist in you. Dan Gilbert calls it our psychological immune system. That whatever is going on, we have the ability to actually transform it into something better. And here's the last thing, and the most important part of it, because it's good to know that Spirit's there, and you got hope, and you got good perspective, and it'll be, it's got purpose, and you got resources. The last one is, you got to walk through it. You got to actually face it. You can think about it all day, but at some point, you've got to feel and move through and accept and embrace whatever it is and go through it. You got to stay present and not numb out when you get scared. You don't turn to one of your things to check out. You got to stay present and walk through that experience. One thing I've come to realize is the mind is a powerful thing, and it can create positive things, but the mind can scare us. Sometimes our minds scare us out of doing things. We think it's so hard, we avoid it. Like, let me give you some little examples. Like for me, like to do my taxes, every time I think of my taxes, I get tired. And it's like, I got all that work and get those papers together, and I know I'll go to the office and I'll forget something, I'll have to go back, and it's like, and yet, when I sit down and do it, it's actually a lot easier. Think about a roller coaster. When I go on roller coasters, it's like I get scared. And then it goes up and it's tick, tick, tick. And I'm thinking, oh, my God, what am I doing? Why did I do this? Can I get off? Is there any way I can get off? And so tick, tick, tick. And it goes up and over and you get scared. You're freaking out. And then you go around and eventually you have a good time and you get off the ride and the next thing is, hey, let's do it again. And the point I'm trying to make is many of us spend so much time being afraid of having that difficult conversation, going after our dream, making the decision, or letting go, whatever it is. We get scared, and yet I'll tell you, in the doing of it, you're liberated. In the doing of it, it's much easier. That when you do it, you come out more empowered. You come out better. But are you willing to face it? Are you willing to experience it? Are you willing to step into it and actually get it done? I love what it says in the book of Joshua. Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened or dismayed, for the Lord will go with you wherever you go. And the question is, do you want to go a little deeper? Do you want to go into the thing that you're afraid of? Can you walk into it knowing that wherever you go, God will go with you? God's got you. And I'll tell you, the deeper you go into your fear, the deeper you go into the thing you're avoiding, the deeper you'll go into God. One thing I've discovered is that we cannot selectively numb. You think you want to just numb the bad stuff and just enjoy all the good? You know what? When you numb the bad, you also numb the good. Let me give an example. Ever been so happy or so filled with love, it's almost freaked you out and you almost sabotaged it and went back a little? Anybody experience that? You know what I'm talking about? You know why? It's because when we don't allow ourselves to feel pain fully, when joy comes, we're so unaccustomed to letting us feel joy fully, we don't know what to do with it. It freaks us out. If you want to go deeper into your joy, you have to go deeper into all of the feelings. That's what wholehearted living is about. It's not about running from any of it, but it's embracing it, feeling it, and knowing that God's with you. God is with you. Go deeper into yourself, into your life, into whatever you're afraid of, and I guarantee you it'll liberate you and open you to more joy, more love, more peace and fulfillment than you ever imagined. So I ask you, what is it in your life that you don't want to feel? What is it that you're avoiding or running from? And what is it so hard in your life that you want to give up? And whatever that is, that's what you got to walk into. That's what you got to face and step into. And you got to open your heart and feel it fully, because God is right there and will go with you. Resilience is how we handle adversity. Everyone's got it, but you got to practice resilience, and it starts with spirit. Second thing that holds us back from living a wholehearted life is scarcity. Ever wake up in the morning and the first thought is, oh, I just didn't get enough sleep. And then you look at the clock, you're late, and you think, oh, there's just not enough time. Our feet haven't hit the ground, and we're already affirmed scarcity and lack. Not enough time, not enough sleep. Then we spend, hours in the day complaining and worrying about I don't have enough money, I don't have enough love, I don't have enough this, I don't have enough that. Then we go to bed, and all we can think about is I didn't do this, and that didn't work, and I don't have that. I mean, think of the whole day. We are so consumed with lack that it's hard to enjoy life and live wholeheartedly. It's hard to appreciate stuff when all you can focus on is what you don't have and what isn't working in our lives. So not only is a focus on scarcity, but sometimes we get so busy, we don't even notice how good our lives are. It is really, really amazing. So last week I had a busy week. All kinds of stuff. And I was flying out of town on Thursday and Friday, so I only had Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And I've got out-of-town guests at my house, and the construction stuff's going on, and trying to find a director of operations, doing all kinds of stuff. It's just a lot. And then switch to Humana and trying to get new prescriptions from my doctor and getting all that stuff. Just life stuff, so much stuff. Get on an airplane to fly to Florida to do a Valentine's wedding and fly back. Wake up at 2 o'clock Phoenix time yesterday morning to fly back to do the talk. It was just a busy, busy schedule. So I'm on the plane flying to Fort Lauderdale, taking a breath, and I look over, and the sun comes through the window. And I don't know what it was about that sun striking the window and just taking a deep breath. And I'm relaxing there, and I just had to think, I've got a great life. This world is so beautiful. And look at this technology. I'm sitting on a plane 30,000 feet in the air. The sun is coming into the plane. I'm relaxing and having a nice, cool glass of water. Well, it used to be water. And I'm thinking, a little, so just trying to keep it clean. Ministerially, I don't want to minister boozing it up on the plane. But anyway, and to think about it, just my heart was so filled about my life. Sometimes, we let our lives, because it's so busy, forget to realize how grateful and wonderful life is, how so many good things are going on. We sometimes want to wait till all our ducks in a row or everything's perfect. And the fact is, life is perfect now. It's perfect in all our moments. We expect life to be perfect all the time, and so we don't let ourselves feel joy because we think it should be perfect first. And know what? Life is made up of moments. Let your moments be perfect. Let your moments be joyful. Don't wait for it to last forever. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. I bet you, that's why Jesus said, lift up your eyes and see that the fields are ripe for harvest. And he's saying that to all of us. Lift up your eyes and see how blessed and wonderful your life is. We have so many good things in nature, with people, with so many blessings and gifts and talents in our work and our communities. So to be thankful for, it's why aren't we taking time to wholeheartedly drink it all in? What I loved is when the plane was coming in, you ever see the plane turns? It turned and the water was right there. And I'm scared of heights, and sometimes you'll kind of withdraw. I leaned right into it and just enjoyed coming in. And lean into the joys, lean into the love, lean into the sunsets and the beauty of your life, and drink it all in, because it's there for all of us. It's there for all of us. If we did the things that we're capable of, we would literally astound ourselves. We are God's handiwork. We are here to bring good and beautiful things into the world. He who believes in me shall do the works that I do, and even greater things than these. And if that is true, and it is, why would we do anything but live wholeheartedly? This week, I want you to let go of living your life wholeheartedly and open yourself to live fully, to center yourself in spirit, to have resilience over the adversity, and to let your scarcity be transformed by joy and gratitude. And those, my friends, are the gifts of imperfection. God bless you all. Fabulous. All right, everybody, let's all rise now and join our kids as we sing, and the kids will lead us in our prayer of protection. Thank you. Great job, guys.
Let be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.
And now let's follow the kids' lead with a prayer of protection. Kids?
Surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, and the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is.
God bless everybody. Have a great day and a wonderful week. Hi there. How are you? Hey.